All right.
Hi, I'm Ken Lashley. You're watching Who Dat Comics. Who Dat? What's up, everybody? We got an episode 15 of graphic content with Who Dat Comics and Boston Chris. It's about to go down, so there's a lot to talk about. Probably we didn't even talk about everything today, but it's a lot to talk about. We skipped last week because really didn't have much to talk about. Then all of a sudden, within a week, it's like everything started popping, like an avalanche of stuff started popping, which is kind of funny. So appreciate anybody that drops in to watch this later on the rewind. So please thumbs it up if you do that. Anybody that pops in the live, if you have any questions or any comments, just say them here, and I'll highlight them. Also, I do have a super chat giveaway going on from now all the way to the end of the year. Showed the slab once. I don't have it with me. I'll try to get it maybe when I turn the cam off and I go grab it. But it's going to be a Wonder Man #1 and a 9/8. So that's going to be one of the books. If we get more and more super chats, books get added, or our change out books get more expensive books. So that's how we're going to do the super chat giveaway. So, Chris, man, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Not too bad. Just making sure I make my changes before the game starts.
He's doing his fantasy football stuff.
Yeah. I just realized
I don't think I have anybody playing tonight, so I'm okay. Actually, I do have Derek Carr, but I sat him on the bench. I
have a bunch of Jacksonville Jaguars players, and then I have one.
What's up, Blake?
I have New Orleans defense, so I'm in 3 different leagues, 2 public and 1 for actual money with my friends. So I just was making sure because I was like, I didn't know who Jacksonville was playing tonight, but it turns out to be the Saints. So I was like, all right, well, I have that defense, so they're starting, and then just made a couple of other changes and adjustments because I am in the wonderful part where like the bye weeks are starting to affect my team because the first 6 weeks, no bye weeks, yay! Now it's just like every week somebody's sitting down and it's essential people to my team, so that's kind of tough. But
I sent you a link, Blake. I just want to tell Blake.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I'm doing fine. Like just same old work and all this other wonderful jazz. So.
What's up, Hawaiian Punch, my brother? What's going on? So yeah, I put a few things that we're probably gonna touch on in the Chizats. We're not gonna touch on episode 3 of Loki because I think it comes on later today. But I haven't watched it yet. But we can talk about episode 1 and 2. We can definitely talk about episode 1 and 2. We can talk about the Disney Plus news that everybody went crazy about. Daredevil getting canceled and or getting reworked or whatever you want to call it. There's actually more information about Disney Plus stuff that I'm not worried about. Daredevil. It's other stuff that I think is going to get canceled. And CBCS new labels, which I hope Bleak's available because I'd love to hear Bleak's take on this as well. The CBCS new labels, which we got to highlight, talk about. So what you want to talk about first, Chris? It doesn't matter to me.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different. I mean, there's a few other things too that
New York Comic Con happened.
New York Comic Con happened. Then you also have across a couple of streaming services, prices are going up.
They just announced like Netflix is actually raising their price again.
Yep.
That has got like I guess breaking news. Like so Netflix is actually raising their price again, and I think they've done it 3 times in this year alone.
Something like that, yeah.
Hawaiian Punch. Oh yeah, there's Avatar Tough. I got the Avatar pictures. Kind of got released about the new Avatar, The Last Airbender. I think
it's a movie or a show.
I think it's a show. Punch, let us know if it's a show or a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I never watched Avatar.
So. Yeah, the idea of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I like the idea. Is that movie I didn't care for, but hopefully if it's a show, hopefully it's really good.
You know what I say? I don't know what came out first, that or Naruto, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Naruto did it better. Because Naruto, I mean, they're very, very similar. And
it's TV, so it's TV, so it's a show. So I know it's live action because I saw the pictures. I didn't know if it was a movie or a show.
So I mean, I'll say this much. I mean, what I think about it is that, I didn't know, like, when I first watched Naruto, I didn't know what to expect, and honestly, like I had seen one episode. My sister was just randomly watching it, and there was this, like, it was in the beginning of the show, and there was this, like, guy that looked like a, yakuza or whatever, and he was like talking to this guy with a big sword, and the guy with the big sword was just like, I had enough of your garbage. And he took it, cut the guy's head. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this ain't no. I was like, wait a minute. What are they doing cutting people's heads off? This is supposed to be a kid's show. And then from there, I was like, oh wow. I was like, I need to check this out. So I started watching it more, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty good. And then I watched all of Naruto, and then the Naruto Shippuden, and I started to watch the beginning of Boruto, and then I just haven't caught back up to it. But what I think, I mean, and I don't know what to expect with Avatar. I know that it was on Nickelodeon, so I was like, it's definitely a kid show. There's no, there's nothing that would make me think that it's any kind of adult type thing. But being that the crowd that watched that as kids is now adults, would they make it a more adult version? Is it adult? Is it everybody now is older, or is it just like they're going back and reworking it as the old show? Because I think you can put, I mean, you have the chance to make it more of a adult theme so that you can attract a new audience. So it's like I said, I'm not really sure what to expect. I know that a lot of people were not happy with the M. Night Shyamalan movie that was made a few years back, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I think that it's something, like I said, like I never watched it. I just know that from what I saw and my age seeing it, because I'm sure if I was a little kid, I would have loved Avatar, but I was a grown adult and I was just like, oh, Naruto does this better than this thing, because I can't bring myself to watch a Nickelodeon show, at like 20 something years old and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this serious. This is what I'm gonna do right now. So, I I don't know. Like, if you guys like it, good for you. That's cool.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I haven't watched One Piece. Was it One Piece? I haven't watched One Piece yet. People told me it's good. I don't know anything about it, so I it actually watched it as like fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And then some people, I asked John Comics with Kids. He said it was actually okay to watch with my daughter. So I actually want to watch it with her. Hopefully she, hopefully if we could watch that together, I would love. Like, I like watching those shows and a lot of stuff with other people,
Yeah.
or other people that I might watch and we talk about it, like Loki and stuff. But like other shows, I love a lot of other shows, but those shows we don't talk about that on these streams or other streams. And
Yeah.
I usually end up watching them by myself and have nobody to talk to about it because my wife doesn't watch the stuff anymore with me. But yeah, so hopefully I can watch One Piece. I need to just schedule a weekend with me and my daughter just chilling and we can watch it. And I hope
I
it's
heard.
good. What's up, Emmy? What's up, Emmy?
I don't know if I'm quoting it right or not, but I'm pretty sure it's either Rotten Tomatoes or it is it's either Rotten Tomatoes or just like the Netflix, like I guess little rating system that they have. But I think it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I mean, and that's you can't always see that with the as gospel, but from what I've heard about One Piece, I've heard a lot of people like it. So I think that 100%, if that's Rotten Tomatoes, is warranted.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. So hope
Yes.
and it's only Splash is here. Can you believe this guy's here? Splash is here. He said it's only 8 episodes, so that's good. I'm gonna try to see if I could watch some of that this weekend. Actually, I might try to see if I could watch maybe 2 episodes before the hunt, which is actually very possible because hunt's later. So see if my daughter wants to watch some of that with us, and hopefully if she likes it, then we're gonna knock that out probably all before the hunt. If she doesn't like it, I'll just watch, maybe a couple of episodes and then, watch it together. But we was talking about pricing for Netflix. You might as well talk about Disney Plus, and then we can kind of talk about other stuff. So Disney Plus, everybody knows about the Daredevil, like they're getting rid of the director, getting rid of the writers.
Yep.
Kevin Feige. The reason why is people were putting it behind what's his name, the CEO, but it's actually Kevin Feige I found out Kevin Feige actually saw like the first like 4 or 5 episodes,
Yeah.
and he did not like it. So that's why
Oh, no.
that's the real reason it got
Yeah.
not canceled, but the
Yeah.
director and the writers got canned. That's the real
Well, the thing, I mean, from what I read and heard about it, it was like they were talking about, that it was basically like a legal drama, and it's like, so you're gonna make a Marvel version of like, Law and Order or
She-Hulk
Marvel Perry
basically.
Mason. Yeah, and it's just like, well, I mean, even She-Hulk, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a legal drama, but it's just like,
It had
the
more
thing
legal
about it,
stuff than you should have had.
yeah, and the thing is, it's just like, when you come down to it, it's just like, you know, what Daredevil. I mean, the formula that they had on Netflix was perfect. Like it was yeah, okay, he had a couple of different like things that would come up legally, but for the most part, you're interested in seeing him being a hero. Like his court cases he can do in his own time. But the hero stuff is what you want to see. So if it was going to go the other way, and I agree with your comparison to the She-Hulk show. I mean, they've done that, and people weren't really huge fans of it because of the fact that it's just like it slows everything down. It's just like, what is this what difference does it make that
The
if she's
best
being
episode,
green
yeah,
for it?
yeah, the best episode of She-Hulk was like episode 1, and that was because we got Hulks, we got regular Hulk, we got She-Hulk, we got Hulks, and we got Hulk action and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
out of all, and I'm not saying that's the best episode out of like all of Disney shows. I'm saying that was the best episode of She-Hulk was the first episode, and the rest of it was like, all right, a lot of courtroom stuff, like you said. She turns into She-Hulk and she does law stuff. It's like they should have had a little bit of that, but that's not just who She-Hulk is. She-Hulk is actually what they kind of touched on. She does that in the comics. She sleeps with a lot of men. She does that. She does it in the comics. She slept with like half of the Avengers. It's like
yeah,
that's her. That's what she does. But they could have, it's just weird how they all happen and how like kind of all of the plot twists happen with that show. But hopefully, with Kevin, like hopefully with the new writers, hopefully they get some of the old people from the Netflix series. Yeah, you might not want to make it as gritty, but there's ways to making a very good and not as, I should say, they could actually make it gritty, but just don't make it as bloody. Don't make it as gruesome. So
yeah,
you can beat up people without having blood fly everywhere. Or you can get people can get shot without showing a bullet hole, and so there's ways to
yeah,
do it. There are ways to do it if they want to keep it kind of still that street level of grittiness. Just don't show as much blood matter or brains or whatever you want to call, whatever you do,
yeah,
you can then it'll be all right. So and then you can't have a show about Daredevil. In the first 4 episodes, he doesn't show up as Daredevil when he was already established in She-Hulk.
yeah.
It should the first episode should show him, and it actually should transition from him to yellow to red and show why he chose the all red. That should be somewhere in the show, because I'm sorry, yellow and red's not going to work long term.
No,
Yellow is too bright. Yellow's too bright to go fighting that night. I'm sorry.
yeah. I mean, if they wanted to do something funny, it's just like, wait a minute, you're telling me I'm in a bright yellow suit and I'm stalking around the city? Like, no, I got to change these colors. Like, why didn't someone tell me that this, it's like, well, Matt, didn't you know? Like, I can't see these colors. I don't know what color I am.
I didn't even know I had colors.
Yeah. But, that's always the big, and really with the Marvel shows, I mean, like all you had to do was just listen to some criticism where it's just like, oh, Moon Knight, there wasn't enough Moon Knight. She-Hulk, she wasn't in She-Hulk enough. So it's like, if you're gonna go, you said 4. So basically, what is it? Like, because they're probably gonna be like what, something like 8 episodes for Daredevil or whatever. And it's like, so you mean to tell me that half the show he's not Daredevil at all, and then you're gonna sit there and try to sprinkle in Daredevil in the last 4 episodes, and then the last episode he'll be Daredevil the whole, you know what I mean? So you can't keep doing that. It's like in certain cases, okay, like with Moon Knight, I'll say this much: with Moon Knight, it makes sense that it works just because he's schizophrenic. So it's just like, okay, there's times where you can make the argument where like he was Moon Knight a lot more. He just didn't know he was like that personality was sleeping when this was happening. It's like, okay, well, that makes sense. And but with Daredevil not being that same type of character, It's just like, no, he needs to get into some like real stuff, like he needs to, and you can have certain things of his daily life, like his court life and his lawyer life should be like the small bits sprinkled in here and there. But the majority should be him, looking into stuff as Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the courtroom stuff and the legal that should actually lead into him going out as Daredevil. It's like
Yeah.
this they had a great idea for a villain, and hopefully to keep it. Like this villain, the Muse, the guy who kills people and uses their blood to paint with. That would have been awesome to like him like hearing about this case maybe from one of the cops or something while he's going through the courtroom, and he's trying to figure this out. Like he's like a serial murderer, but then he finds out the serial murderer is a freaking painter. You know what I mean? That could have been, a cool way of doing it. But I don't know what they're gonna do now, and who knows if they're gonna be a shorter season now because it's supposed to be like 20 episodes. So we don't know what's going to happen with that. But another thing that I heard about Disney Plus while they were doing this, it went under the radar. The Wonder Man show looks like it got canned as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of actually was looking forward to that because the guy who's playing Wonder Man is a good actor. Like when you get good talent cast and stuff, you actually get excited about something. Even though I wasn't fiending for a Wonder Man show, but I like the actor, so I was actually fiending to see him in more stuff.
Well,
that makes sense.
I would say like this. I would say, I don't know if it's necessarily canned, but it's probably shelved for now because there's a lot. What I think a lot of people aren't quite. I mean, where the uncertainty comes from with a lot of stuff is that it's very easy to say, "Oh, this is done. They're not doing it anymore." Unless they full out say that, it's hard to say like, "Oh, they're definitely not going to do it," or they're pushing it back. Because even I read actually today that the Deadpool 3, like the people that are making Deadpool 3 now are worried that they're not going to get their May 2024.
They already pushed that back. That got dropped today too.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're worried they're not going to do that because of strikes, and it's just like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. Like you have the strikes that took all this time, and it's just like, things are going to get pushed back. So Wonder Man, I mean, who knows even how far along they were into.
I mean, you got Wonder Man, you got Blade, you got a lot of stuff that it's getting pushed back.
Like the Echo show, has that even been? So the Echo show, I think
they finished the Echo show because they rushed through that. They rushed through that show, which I really don't want to see that. I'm more disappointed that they rushed that show and not Riri, not Ironheart. I'm so pissed about that. Like, and just because you established Riri first, and you were doing her show in the midst of already establishing her first, and then all of a sudden Echo pops up and you rush her show. Yeah. I mean, unless I know they did a lot of episodes where nobody's talking, but I mean, come on. It's like it's a little ridiculous how they played off of that and doing that because Riri's show is actually done. Her show's done. They just have to do like probably like what they call it, like reshoots, and they probably have to do certain little touch-ups. But the principal photography and the filming are done for that show.
Well, the thing is that like the only thing I can think of with that show is that if it's something that isn't tied to like the general MCU or the direction that they're trying to go, it might not be such a bad. I'll say this: it might not be that big of a deal that they're not releasing it right now, or that they didn't put it out beforehand. Just because if it doesn't reference back to old events that have nothing to do that are way past, or if it's not going to like try to tie in anything, then they can kind of drop that whenever they feel like it.
I think the only thing it was going to tie into was Shang-Chi because her dad was part of that ring, the circle, whatever, that group, whatever. Her dad, like who ends up getting killed. So it was going to have a tie-in or Easter egg or something. I mean, it does have a direct tie-in in the comics. I don't know if they were going to use it, but they kind of were going that way because they said her dad was dead, and that's how her dad died. Yeah. So I think it was going to have that, but since we're getting everything pushed back, it's like you said, there's no rush. Shang-Chi's probably in 3 years from now, so it's like a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff is going to move back, and it's just like, but the thing is too, is just that, like that's the downfall of so that if that's all done and everything. And it's just like, well, we can't, we probably can't use this now just because of everything that's happening. It's just because the thing I would say is that unfortunately, I think
and Ryan Coogler directed it too. I forgot to say that he did the Riri show. That's his show. He wrote it and directed it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of that like the stuff that they're gonna stick to, I mean, really stick to is gonna be everything that's I guess with Kang and Secret Wars. They're gonna stick with that. Anything else, they may have to go back and retool or rethink or redo just because of the fact that if it's gonna be all that long for it to come out, just like, all right, well, we have other stuff that we're gonna head towards, so we gotta rethink this direction and reshoot all this stuff, so and rewrite so that it fits and works what we're trying to go with it. But then again, too, I mean, it's not everything has to tie back to being a not all the TV shows have to tie into being part of the whole MCU. Like you can sit there.
No, they can actually have their own stories. Like they can have their own stories, and another reason why I think they're gonna keep the Riri show and is because they want Mephisto somewhere in the MCU. So I think we're really gonna get Mephisto. So it's I think, like you said, but all that stuff's getting pushed back. One of the reasons, like you said, is the actor strike is messing everything. You can already put it in the bank, write it down.
Oh yeah, no, that's
gonna go to next year. It's gonna go to next year. They walked away from the tables, the producers and the actors union kind of walked away, so they're not talking.
That's the reason why Netflix and everything is going up. I mean, let's just put that out there 100%. Like that, so for everybody who's like, this doesn't affect me, yes, it does. You watch and see. 100%. Like Netflix is going up. Why? Because they're losing money. They can't put out new shows because of this. So it's just like they're losing money. Disney Plus can put out the shows that they have already, like stockpiled. But after a while, it's just like, yeah, that's why they keep going up, because the revenue that they would be getting by promoting the movies and things that they have is not happening. So guess what? You have to pay for it now.
And what hurts Disney is Disney, they don't like to lose money, so that's the reason why they're afraid to put stuff out on their Disney, because Netflix lost money up until like maybe a couple years ago. Like they were losing money. They only started pulling a profit up recently.
Chef.
What's up, Chef Harris in the building? What's going on? So like, if they would follow that model, it'll benefit them. But you have to put out content. Like, they should every week they should have a new episode of something dropping. It don't have to be Marvel. It don't have to be Star Wars. But something is something. You got a big catalog. Something should be dropping every week if you're gonna do it that way. If you're not gonna do it, then let's drop everything at once. Because that's not hard to do every week to have something new. Because Netflix drops it all. Like I'll be like, all right, you here One Piece.
Oh, no, I love the way they do
it. Here's the whole season.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. Like
Avatar, the Airbender. When they drop it, it's gonna be here. You go. Here's all of it.
Great, good. That's the best way to do things. I love it that way. Just so it's like, all right, I don't have to wait for all this, every single week. No, like put it all there. All right, so I got a weekend where I'm doing nothing. Guess what? I'm watching all this stuff. So I love that.
I love Netflix's way, and I do like Disney Plus's way if they do it like I just said it. If they do it like I just said it, the reason why is because they have a lot of streaming services. So if every week they had a show dropping new, it would benefit them. But
but that I mean, I say like this, like Netflix hasn't, they're the only ones that do it the way that they do it. Everybody else does everything as in, it's just, one episode, then you gotta wait, and then you have that whole thing happen. So it's just like, I mean, maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't. I think that because they're the only ones who don't do it that way, it's kind of their niche, where it's like, okay, so while you have to wait every single week, like we can just put the whole thing out there, and that's why people will stick with us. But the thing is, though, is just that if you have people that do that are, I guess, follow shows and don't care about anything else, similar to like how it used to be back in the day. I remember I had a friend who he used to only get HBO for Sopranos. So every year the Sopranos came out, he would get HBO, watch Sopranos, and then watch all the other shows that he missed because he could watch them on demand. He'd watch those while Sopranos was on the air, and then when the season finale of Sopranos came, the next day he was like, "Yep, cancel HBO. Like I don't want it anymore." So and you could have a similar thing with Netflix where it's like, okay, I only watch Cobra Kai, or I only watch, so it's just like once a year you have a subscription, you watch everything for that whatever amount of time it is, and then you go ahead and cancel it. So you could have things like that happen, which I mean I highly doubt, just because I mean you didn't before because it was so cheap. But if you keep going up with the price, that I think is something that you will have. But right now, where everything's so inconsistent, it's hard to say, all right, let me go ahead and just, cancel a subscription, then get it back when the thing comes back, because you don't know. You have no idea. So that I think is the only thing that kind of makes their model stand out. And that's what I think people just endure it, because of the fact that there's so much that's on Netflix. But it really is crazy though when you think about like how much they're going up, and then you really have to look at it. It's just like because it used to be, I think when they first started doing their streaming, it was I think $7.99 a month.
What's up, JLS? JLS is in the house, man.
What's happening? But it was $7.99 a month, and it stayed that way for a long time. And then I mean, I figured, what was that, like $15 a month now?
Yeah, I think but it went to like $12.90. I think $12.99.
Yeah.
And it stayed like that for a good little while, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might have been a little whatever. It went up when it raised up. It stayed like that for a good little while as well. But then after that, that's when it's been like there's like three increases.
It seems like every like basically if you're gonna do it like every 1/3 of it's like basically every 4 months it's gonna go up another $1 or whatever. And
I think they're preparing for the actors. I think they're preparing for that deal. That's what I think they're doing. They said might as well raise the prices now, because if we did a deal with the writers, we're gonna do a deal with the actors, and it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, that's how it affects everybody. It's like as much as you don't think so, it definitely does. And it's just like it's something that I think it's a, I don't want to say nasty practice. I mean, it is what it is, but I think that it's not always necessary to keep going up. I don't think. I think that if you have a good enough product, you can get away with it. I mean, and the amount of money that they're making just on shows that just get replayed because they're just on there, like it's just like like they're not lacking for views, they're not lacking for anything. It's just like, I mean, you don't have to, even if they're like, we're not even making our own content anymore. We're just going to keep streaming and licensing from other things.
Yeah, and they pay a lot of money to license stuff. They pay a lot of money to license stuff from other people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Sometimes it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars too.
Yeah. But then when you look at it, it's like, how many, I mean, whatever deals they have with that, it's just like, all right, so how, like when you have a show, like, because they have Seinfeld and Friends on there. It's just like, and they're not shows that I never watched one episode of either one of them, but I know tons of people who love both. My wife, I know, loves Friends.
I watch Seinfeld. I like Seinfeld.
Yeah, my wife loves Friends. I have plenty of friends that love Friends. So they're like, I just watch Seinfeld on Netflix all the time. It's just like, so people are watching, and that's what they do, because like if they can't find it somewhere on on cable, they just go onto there and be like, yeah, I just marathon through Seinfeld and just laugh at all the episodes I love, and don't have to, I mean, I can tell you right now, for Hulu, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Literally, I've watched that show back and forth about 10 billion times. I love that show. So, like, literally,
now they got Futurama on there too.
Yeah. So it's like I just sit there like that. That's pretty much like one of the shows that like is like, all right, gonna wind out and get ready to go to sleep. I just put on Always Sunny and laugh at it, or Workaholics, or on Netflix Community, or any different number of things, or whatever whatever movie is just like one of my favorite movies, or something like Goodfellas is on Netflix. Guess what? I watch Goodfellas pretty much, I would say almost on a daily basis, just to be like, all right, going to sleep, gonna watch some Goodfellas. You know what I mean? Or going to sleep, going to watch this. So it's just like that's pretty much this.
But yeah, the price increases though. They need to. slow down. I don't know what to say because
Yeah, it's a lot.
At this point, because you like people would go into streaming to cut cable, but
Yeah, and
now
now it's getting more expensive.
streaming is more expensive than cable because you got to pay for internet. We forget about it. We have to pay for internet to do the streaming.
Yeah,
So
which that's where it hits you because it's like, all right, so you're paying for the internet to stream, okay, fine, and then when you have all the streaming services to have the content, it's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and have this and not have a problem. But the thing is that now that it's getting more expensive, and it's like, all right, you have like I can just go off what we have. We have Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, Disney Plus, and then I think also Peacock. So I mean that's 5 streaming services, all kind of in one specific bill that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have all these separate services, and then if you have the internet on top of that, it's like you're paying all that together combined.
Yeah, you got to get good internet. You can't get the cheapest internet because you got to stream this stuff. But I can tell you, it hit in. And not to promote this company, but this is a way I get around not paying for Disney Plus because Verizon, if you have a Verizon phone and or whatever contract, they give you Disney Plus for free. So, I hate to say that's a way to save on one of them, but you have to have Verizon cell phone service.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. If you have HBO, then you can get Max for free. So it's just like you're not paying for Max, you're just paying, you're paying your regular cable, and you get this Max free, which I mean, you can do that. It's just
that was a smart deal by Disney. I have to say that's a smart deal by Disney. The reason why it's a smart deal by Disney, because guess what? I could have my cell phone service with Verizon and say I don't like streaming, or let's say I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have it, never, or I never care for it, whatever you want to say. You just don't have it. Guess what? Verizon, they're still paying for you to have it. They still pay for you so that's actually a great deal. We got somebody hanging out in the back. I just saw him. I really paying attention. This guy here is probably going to touch on the CBCS with us. I don't know how long he's here for, but we got none other. The guy who's going to come sell. Me and him going to do a sale probably the next few weeks. And this guy's going to be a moderator. He doesn't even know it. Bleecker Street Comics.
How you doing, brother?
He's sitting in the hallway, got a cigarette.
Yeah, man. Can't smoke around the comic books. You know how it is.
No, God, no. Jesus. Smoke-free homes. Smoke-free homes only.
I have a smoke-free home, even though I smoke cigarettes.
So yeah, no. If you smoke around your comic books, it's
not. The thing is, you could smoke around your comics, but not cigarettes. Right.
Yeah, cigarettes will crush it, man. They get it.
Not cigarettes, because I know people that vape. I know people that do other stuff, but the cigarette smoke is. I don't know how to describe it.
I used to smoke in my house years and years and years and years ago, and the smell on my clothes when I stopped smoking in my house, I could still smell smoke. It smelled like an ashtray, man. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I know
I've seen somebody's walls before. Like when somebody passed away and they smoked in their house all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the walls were yellow. Like when they took it down to the sheetrock.
Yeah,
it was yellow.
That's gross, eh?
Yeah, so not to judge anybody doing it, but you just when you got certain collectibles or certain valuable stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
I don't do it personally. Other people can do whatever the fuck they want, man.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. Everyone do their own thing. It's just I just look at it where it's just like where you just always we spend so much money on the books. You just gotta take all the precautions to make sure that they stay in as best condition as possible.
Well, I started it for my clothing, to be honest. It all started because my clothes.
Oh yeah, your clothes smell.
Yeah. They just reek like cigarettes. It's disgusting. But regardless, I can touch on that CBCS topic.
Yeah. We hadn't talked about it yet. We're just talking about.
I haven't watched Loki. Did you guys talk about Loki yet?
No, we didn't talk about Loki. And I don't know if we're going to even talk about it because there's so much to talk about. And we did talk about episode 1 like 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
So I mean, we can actually see.
Good.
Only thing we'll say this:
Loki is good.
Loki is good.
I liked the first season of Loki. I also liked WandaVision.
Oh, it was great.
I don't hate Marvel's TV stuff, to be honest. I haven't hated it. So
no, honestly, I haven't hated one show. I've had different because hate is, people don't say, hey, how strong a word is hate.
Sure.
I've liked stuff better than others, but I've not one show I've hated.
Yeah,
even She-Hulk was less my favorite, but I didn't hate the show.
She-Hulk I didn't love at all, and I didn't really watch Miss Marvel just because it's not my age group, man. It's not something I'm interested in.
That was actually pretty good. I liked Miss Marvel.
You smoke around your comments are smoking. What's up? Look at this guy. Look, 90 MF comics. So it was 90 MFC now.
YouTube's still 90, buddy. YouTube's still 90. You're all right.
No, it's not 90.
I think that when it comes to the shows, like I think the one that I was most I guess I would say impressed by, which it wasn't really a show. I don't know if I would categorize it as a show or not. I just really didn't know what to expect. Was the Werewolf by Night, and really like the way they did that. Like I wasn't ready for that to be what it was, and like where it just started out as like that old school, like almost like Universal Monsters type feel. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like it's all black and white. It's like so that really impressed me.
And guess what? You can actually rewatch that. I think it's this week. That you can rewatch it this week. The reason why I say it because they're dropping it in color. So it's gonna be like a whole different experience.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the last scene that was in color. I thought that was great that they pulled it out of black and white into the color. I thought that was
so now like the whole show is gonna be in. I actually hope they do this. How you just explained. I hope they do the whole show in color and then the last scene go in black and white.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I could dig that.
Just because it's almost like when I think of stuff like that, it's almost like watching it brand new because it's going to be a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I didn't watch it I didn't watch it like more than once, so it's just like honestly, like I don't fully remember the whole thing. Like I remember most of it, but I just so it's just like it'd be like seeing it all over again. Almost as a brand new experience because it's in color and because it's been basically a year since I saw it. So I'll, look forward to that.
When you do stuff in black and white, you got to do a lot of bland things. So I'm hoping that the background will translate really well. I know there's a lot of vivid colors and like that jewel, and there's a lot of good stuff in there, but there's a lot of background that is really stark. So I wonder how that'll translate into color.
Yeah, 90 says he remember when Netflix was $5.99.
It was well. See, the thing with Netflix that I remember, and see, I don't know if it was $7.99 or if it was $5. Anytime. All over your face. Okay, and now I have a fun rotating cuff. Thank
really
you.
Long arm.
What's up, K-pop? K-pop in the building.
Oh no, not
K-pop.
Oh, you gotta go to bed. It's late.
It's very late.
What did I miss?
Everything.
Missed your bedtime. Is what you missed.
Slap me like one of the Three Stooges. What the hell is going on here? Hey. All right. We're gonna have to do now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Time to go to bed now.
K-pop said she knew I was here.
Pretty much. That's why she's sitting there smacking me around like she's Mo. Stop.
Oh my god. It's going to be what is it? The whole family's gonna be TMNT this year. That's pretty cool. That's
cool.
pretty cool.
I think that.
That's pretty cool, Nadi. Is the wife gonna be April? Is the wife gonna she's gonna be a turtle? She'll be Jenica or she's gonna be April?
Oh, Jenica, don't be Jenica.
Hey, I'm not gonna frown on that because my daughter liked the Turtles movie.
Okay.
But this is why I kind of say it's good to have representation, but do it the right way because she did ask. She was like, "Oh, I like it," but I was like, "What's the girl turtle?" I was like, so she was interested, but so she asked questions and asked about it. So I think Jenica is a good turtle to add in eventually. How they did this movie. The reason why I said how they did this movie because this movie's dealing with the mutants and she could be added in, but not not like it's forced in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I think this version of Turtles that they're doing is a little bit different from the original. So I feel,
I'm just old school. That's
all. Oh no,
but
I agree with you.
else,
But this version is not old school. That's why I say that.
Yeah. Give me that old regular Ninja Turtles. Casey, I like the first movie and the second movie really a lot, man. So.
He said his son picked all the turtles for them.
Nice.
That's really nice. He says, I want the baby girl to be Jennifer with the yellow. My wife didn't believe it was real. She said there's a girl turtle. Yes.
Yeah, they made a girl turtle.
Yes. They did.
Actually,
they did, and it actually played out in the storyline pretty good. It wasn't like, they introduced her as a character, and then 50 issues later, she turned into a turtle. It wasn't like she got introduced and then issue 52, she was a turtle. So I like I like it that way. A lot of people don't like it because but I like, and this comes from a person who's a hardcore turtle fan who likes the original stuff.
Yeah.
When you got to appreciate how they slowly brought it in and did the story and didn't just throw it in there.
Turtle fans, I'm not a turtle fan. I'm not a turtle fan, but that's not like my main thing. But the turtle fans I know, they love the IDW stuff that came out.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, it was a good run up here. I hear.
I would say my favorite non-related brother turtle out of all of them is Slash the turtle from Dimension X, just because the first design they've changed the design a little bit, but the first design of him was awesome. He had the fangs. He was like a snapping turtle. And he just looked cool. I was like, oh, he was awesome looking. And then it was just they didn't really use him in the show that much. And I'm like, dude, this guy should be everywhere. They should have way more battles against him, because he should be he should have been, I think, one of the real main villains to give them a lot of trouble. Where it's just and he could have been the original concept, really. If you look at for the Last Ronin, where it's he's just one solitary turtle that can master every weapon and take all of them on at once.
I dig it.
Go.
Boy.
Yes.
Good night. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, go ahead.
Bye.
Go.
Oh man, that's indeed. But I agree with 90. It was a good run, and they did it right, and it was good. I would say up until issue 103 or 104. I can't remember where I kind of fell off for me. But that whole run from I would say 1 through whatever 100 and something. I enjoyed it. I'm hoping they do some hard covers.
I thought they
did.
I
think they did. I know they have the soft covers. I don't know if they have hard covers for that run. I'm not 100%, but
I thought they had
did all the B covers, didn't he, for that run? The IDW. He did a lot of the B covers, right?
Yeah. I got a lot of those. But because I want to get I want to get the books that Omni I have is not from that run though.
I thought it was the original,
that's just original. That's just from the original. So I don't know if they have I don't know if they have an Omni for it. I don't think they do.
Either that or it's supposed to be coming out. I know it has
because the first Omni and the only Omni they've done is this one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so and this is only volume 1 and it doesn't even do the whole volume 1 stuff. It stops at issue 14.
That's going to be a wicked read. To read all that in one shot like that would be really cool.
And what's so funny is, since I have the whole volume 1 completed.
Yeah,
and I do have reprints of issue 1, 2, and the ones that are slab for me. I actually have reprints of those. I actually did go through and read I want to say the first 7 or 10. I think. Yeah, I think it was 7. I did go back and read the first, and I just shook my head the first book when it killed Shredder.
Done. He was over.
Oh,
poor Shredder.
So it's I'm curious to see if they're gonna do. But if they do an Omni for the IDW series, I would definitely buy it. But they would have to break it up. It'd probably have to be 4 Omnis.
When she was wrong.
Yeah,
I
you have
got
to
the
get it for him.
I got the first one for Something's Killing the Children because I like it. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to fuck up those books too much, and it's nice to have the big Omni to read when you can.
He said, "Who that had been telling me to get a second print on one, and I didn't." You should have gotten it because it was cheap at the time when I was telling you to get it.
That's true.
It was like the second print of issue 1 and third print of issue 1 was super cheap at that time. 90, they were. First print was half the price of what it is now, and this is at a down market. So you could have bought a freaking first print and made money on that book because it is still at the double price. It's not tripled anymore, but it's still a double. So if you spent $9,000 on that first print, it's selling for like 18 to 20 grand. So yeah. That's not a bad life to live. And it actually was selling for like 30,000+. The book I'm talking about, the one I own, it's actually sold for 30. So yeah, I actually could have sold it and bought it back and made 10.
Yeah. At one point, you could like buy a house with the first 5 or 6 Ninja Turtle books.
Raphael one. You gotta throw that one in there too.
If they were 9/8, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. But let's talk about this because I want to go watch the Saints game, even though they're losing right now. They're like the Jacksonville scored on the first drive. I don't know if they scored again yet, but
I don't think they have yet. Just because I haven't gotten updates since Travis Etienne.
Yeah. So Travis Etienne is going to play great because he's from Louisiana and he hates the Saints and he hated LSU. It was like all kind of stuff. He didn't really like being that. He doesn't really like the fact that he's from Louisiana. I think it's kind of weird. I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing. It's why he chose to go to Syracuse instead of LSU. He was like, I don't like Louisiana, blah blah blah. And it was like, what did somebody do to you? But let's CBCS drop some new labels.
Yeah,
drop some new labels. I'm gonna pull up the website and share it. Did you guys see the new labels?
I saw the Signature Series one. I don't think I've seen the. I sort of saw the blue one. It's all right.
I like them. I think they're good.
Yeah, they don't look bad. They don't look.
Just because
compared to what they had, I think it's weird.
The other one. So the ones that they had prior to this were very, very bland. It didn't matter what you did or had. What it just was pretty much just a straight label. So one color label with just black font of the grade and everything else. It was just that was it. And
the
it was
wait is over. There you go.
Yeah, like those look nice. I like those.
They don't look bad. I think they've missed an opportunity. They might as well have just said, "Hey guys, let's copy the CGC slab."
But the funny thing is, they could have did this from the get go.
Yeah, it's
and they could have did it from the get go, and that's the opportunity they missed, in my opinion. I think it looks better than their old versions.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
People are still gonna, but I'm on the hand with some collectors and some people who actually buy, who buy the books and then if they want to sell it, they're gonna sell it for the price they want to sell it at. When they buy a CBCS, is meaning that I'm not spending like for example, this book here, that Amazing Spider-Man 4, that's like a $250 book.
Sure.
I'm buying that book in the grade. I'm not buying the label. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like just because that label looks a little, I'm not spending money on your label. I'm spending money on the book. So if we're paying that money just for a label, people need to rethink stuff because I that's just my opinion on the labels fiasco between CGC and CBCS.
Well, have you ever taken one of these labels? You've cracked open a slab. I'm sure both of you have cracked.
I've never actually have cracked one.
I've cracked one. No.
Okay, well that's just a thin little piece of shitty paper in there that comes out. That comes out of a printer.
But I'll tell you this.
That's the fucking design you come up with.
But look. That one is almost impossible to crack, and you can ask Dustin. He can crack a CGC like within a couple minutes.
No problem. They're done.
It takes him a while to mess with the new CBCS slab.
CBCS, I think, in my opinion, has a better slab.
I'll argue to the death with people. Their slab is better than CGC slab.
Yeah,
it's more sturdy. It's clearer. They actually have a patented film in front to protect with UV.
Yeah,
you don't have to get it recased because of the patented breathing of how the slab's built.
Right.
So you don't have to ever get it recased like CGC. You have to get it recased within
every couple. Isn't it every
5 years? I think it's up 5 years. Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and people are not doing it.
Nobody's ever done that.
I said, it's time to send my CGC books in to get re-slabbed.
Yeah. Right. How much money that's going to cost? Like, no. And that's something I'll say right now. Like, as much as like people will be like, oh, well, they don't do it because I mean, if you can do it every 5 years, that's super expensive, and that's a reason not to improve your case. That's why when people are like, if CGC would just improve their slab, why? If you're going to be psycho enough to keep sending it back over and over again, it's just like this incident. Yep, we're just going to keep counting this guy's money. Yep, nope, 5 years. I mean, to be honest with you, they have a database of all the books. They should be sending people, like if they really wanted to try to make more money and really enforce that rule, not enforce it, but if they wanted to try to make money off that rule, they should sit there and be, hey, listen, we see that this was slab 4 years ago. You might want to think about sending it back for a re-slab. Yeah. And you know what? I'll even offer you a 10% discount when you do it. Because I know that if you're going to keep doing it over and over again, I'm going to make way more money off of you.
You want people to actually work at CBC or CGC? You want them to actually do work there? Come on. They fucking barely can get things out. They can barely get things slabs out normally right. If they have to
tell you this.
Computers, fuck, Jesus. God knows.
The 9.9 and the 10 versions look way better than CGC's 9.9 and 10
absolutely.
versions. I'll say that. The label of the 9.9 and 10s look better than the 9.9 and 10s of CGC.
Yeah.
Well, that's what 9.9 and 10 sometimes you can't even see. Like the 9.9, something you're like, that's a 9.9. You're like, because it's kind of dull on theirs.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was going to say is that now, because it's a little different, because it now has a different color, it makes it so that I would say if you're neurotic about it and you're like, I mean, more so than before. Now people are going to be sitting there being like, I'm chasing this 9.9. I need to get this 9.9 just because they're going to be looking for the yellow.
I would absolutely hate that it's a different color.
Yeah,
it looks good. It looks good, but I do not like the fact that if I got a 9.8 and a 9.9 sitting next to each other from the same company, it doesn't. It's not.
I mean,
they don't look close on CGC, so it's all of them look different.
Yeah, that's true.
All of them look different, but I like theirs better because it actually pops better.
Because I want to say the CGC like 10.0 or whatever, it's almost like the number's a little faded. So they do that to be like, see that this is a special. It's just like, but I know just looking at that, like it's just like, I mean, you always shoot for the best possible grade, but now people are like, like this thing is flawless, and I'm hoping for a 9.9, baby. See that?
You think the black that's in the background? You think they should have did that for all of them?
For every 9.8, 9.9.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the comparison. This is the 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that just looks like looks like a CGC slab to me. They're 9.8.
What about the 10? The 10.
The 10 looks different. It has a different vibe to it.
That's what I'm thinking. They should have did the black.
They should have changed colors. Fucking period. Take out the blue. Take out the white. Make yourself new colors. Like fuck's sake, you've got a million colors to choose from. You literally chose the colors of your.
Well, the only one you need to worry about. The only one to keep is the yellow. That can look exactly like
the yellow. You keep the yellow
label, but I actually like the black, man. I don't know.
What if the whole label? What if the whole label was black and they had
everything was in white?
Everything was in white. That would look fucking slick with a silver CBCS fucking emblem.
Medallion.
Oh yeah. Fucking, like I don't understand. It doesn't take a lot of fucking brains to come up with this shit. Fucking.
Well, the thing that gets me too is like why they're not more stuff with the design or whatever like that. Like if you're gonna do like if you're almost like what you were saying, like, oh, all right, so make it silver writing or
That's the
something.
old one,
Like
and that's
also
the
use
new
like a
one.
different font. Like if you really are doing something that like, you know, like if you got a 10.0, why not put it in like the old, like what they call it, like the Gothic century font, where it's like that old English, kind of like what they do on like you know, diplomas and stuff like that. Where it's
Yeah,
just like
100%.
like here you are, you know, you have a
Uh,
book that's the pinnacle and of you know, the peak of
I tell you,
know,
I like it better than the old ones.
quality.
I'm looking. They got a comparison. You can see
That
the old ones.
I can agree with. I can agree that I like it better than the old one. I still think it's a really big missed opportunity. They're changing your labels. Why would you just do the minimal, fucking most minimal change you could possibly do? It's fucking ridiculous.
I think to be honest with you, I think it's not
This
quite
should
the
have
most
been.
minimal. I think the last one they did was the most minimal.
No,
Where it's just
that
like, all right,
last one, yeah, that's
all
right.
one color. It's just like
Okay,
that's
fair
no effort.
That's it right there. That one is very minimal.
Yeah, like all they did was that like, they put little embossed paper for the little seal, and it's like, okay, so that's the one thing you changed, but the rest of it
you
just
know
put
why?
one
It's
color.
because they spent so much money on getting this case and patenting it and doing all that stuff, spending all that money on that, and that's why they probably like, well, we can't spend any money on a label, so.
Well,
no, here's the other thing too.
I can make a label on my computer right now that would be better than these labels. It just makes
we just gave them, just looking at the 10.0s that
I know.
You should have saw that and been like, man, these 10s look so much better. How about we do this? You know?
How about we do an all black
with
silver font, a nice silver logo, and it fucking looks
Yeah.
it looks really nice.
And only do it gold when it's signature.
Yes, when they do gold, do the signature. Do gold for everything. Be
gold,
beautiful.
yeah.
Well, the thing that I wonder now, because now let's just say that these labels are like the best received and the nicest, and the people like them, and then you know maybe like in 3 years they make another one. You are setting yourself up to have some backlash and have people be like, dude, these labels suck. I don't want to send to these guys anymore. Because I think honestly that's partially what happened at certain points where it's just like, all right, this new label is awful. I'm not sending my books there because I don't want it just looks ugly compared to a CGC one. Whereas this one doesn't look as bad. I actually would be like, all right, you know, I could sit that next to a CBC. I'm sorry, it's a CGC, you know, book, not be upset about. I mean, obviously know that there's a difference, but I could sit next to it and be like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. Like, I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah, I think it's an upgrade from the original ones. I'm gonna send a couple of books. I have to send some signature, like books that are already signed.
Me too. I do.
I have sent some. I have to send some to CBCS, so I will be getting some newer labels. Yeah. I'm probably gonna send my X-Men one as well to get a reholder because it's in the older case. You know, one of the clip cases.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send that in as well with those signature books. So so that we can get a feel of the, like so I can get a feel and not show it off, but I get a feel of one that's not signed and then one that's signed.
I can honestly say
so.
that if you have CGC slabs and CBC or whatever CBCS slabs, they'll probably look better hanging next to each other now. Like it won't be as gross to look at. You'll be like, what the fuck? That looks so bad.
but what's gonna really happen with it? Because I think, like you said, that the gold, I think their gold label looks better on CBCS. I think when you put the signatures together, people are gonna be like, man, that one pops. What is that? Oh, CBCS. Wow.
Look at the 10 popping back there. Look at the 10 popping back there. That looks.
And that's like a gold foil, like a gold foil.
That looks
gold
nice.
Foil with the black. Even
nice.
the gold foil with the blue's better. But
yeah. And it's just like you look at this, it's so plain.
It is.
You know,
hold on. Yeah. Let's stop sharing it. Oh, I'm gonna remove it actually.
But yeah, it's so plain. Like, dude, like what is this?
So all they did was the 9/8 white, basically. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. That's it. but it's, I mean, honestly.
Look, he's showing you that one. I'm gonna get one of their older slabs, and you're gonna be like, oh my god.
I mean, and I just do a comparison right now. So you look at these two, right? So this is a PGX label, right? And then this is, you know, the you know, and it's just like outside of the grade, it's just like, you know, I mean, it's plain next to even a PGX label. Like the PGX label, I don't think is more appealing, but it's just like, it's so strange to me that it's like, oh, like this is good this way. It's like, I don't know.
We're rolling out the new label that we've spent hours on, people. We're rolling it out.
This is the Gen 3. Gen 3 slabs and labels. So because they went to a crappy label and they hurried up and stopped it. Like
they used to have crappy slabs with the like fucking clips and shit too.
Well, no, this one still has the clips.
That was a clip one, yeah.
But you don't really notice it with this one. But this is the one I'm gonna send in to get the new, because it needs a new slab anyway. Because I want the newer slab with the UV protection.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to worry about getting it recased, and then I'll have the new label. So I'll send this one in with those sign books. And
I mean, just to give an idea of how far slab labels have come. I mean, we go back to really old.
That's old school, man.
Yeah, and people pay a premium for that too, and that's terrible slab. A terrible label and slab. The slab is very flimsy, and the label
sucks. Jesus.
Like somebody with bad eyes or good eyes was doing it, and the other people was like, "Man, I can't even read this."
It really is on here.
But like, okay, how many business cards are on the fucking planet right now? How many? There's business cards with better everything than these labels. I don't understand that they can't have just an awesome label. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all. But hey, what do I know? What do I give a shit?
Yeah, well, we all can agree that it's better than the ones they just had.
It is.
It's probably the best one they've had since.
It is.
Which is crazy.
It is.
But it still could be tweaked. It still could be tweaked to make a little improvement because your cases are superior.
Mm-hmm.
Your cases are superior. So pay the money and get a graphic designer. Just pay the money. Pay the money.
That's the thing I don't understand. How don't you have a graphic designer on there? Like, because it's not that hard. I mean,
how about you just send this motherfucking this podcast all the way over to CBCS and they could just take our ideas? Because I'm fine with that. Just give me a nice looking label, man. That's all.
Well, I just wonder if, like, I mean, there's got to be people that send submissions like, hey man, like, I was looking at the labels and I really think it could be nicer if you did this, or even how how this is specific labels that CGC does. So it's like, I'm getting a Spider-Man label, I'm getting an Atomic Fallen label, I'm getting this and that, and I'm sure that comes with some sort of licensing that maybe they don't want to pay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's possibly what I mean. So if everyone's like, oh, how come they don't have a like a Batman label? Because they don't want to pay DC and Warner Brothers to make a Batman label. Like they
that shit. That if they're selling a label especially more expensive, it's definitely going to come with you owe us money. you don't own Batman, fucker.
No, exactly. But it's just like, I think that there's definite there's definite improvements that they could make. I mean, I think this label is good. I really do like it more than the other ones, and I think that it's much nicer. But I think that there's definitely room to improve on different things, and they could definitely go ahead and benefit from letting someone really design it. And I would say even just kind of, I don't know, testing it out and seeing like what people like, because I don't think that it's that hard to make a pleasing label. I mean, obviously you're not gonna please everybody, but I don't think it's that hard to like just get something that people are like, oh yeah, this is cool, I like this, I want to have this to display it. Because that's the thing you have to remember, is that people, outside from preserving their books, they want to be able to display the books and say like, this looks cool, like this looks nice, and it stands out and it looks really, really nice in a display, more so than just some just generic looking thing. So that, I think, is their biggest hurdle. I think they've combated the generic look. Like, I think that's good. And now it's just like, a step in the right direction, keep going. I don't know if they'll ever have a better label than CGC does, but it's one step forward where it's just like, these labels aren't so bad, and you have the superior case. And lean into that thing about we have the superior case. Like our thing is way better than this. We're still working on the label, but for right now, this is a damn good case, and this label isn't so bad.
And you're not the label. Like I'm giving them shit for not having a better label, but it is much better than it was before. I'll give you that.
Oh,
He
that's what
said, he says,
right.
she says, I love the new labels compared to the old ones too. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And now I need 20% coupon. Well, they had a discount code. They had a discount code. I'm gonna go to their. I ain't gonna share anymore.
You
but
know,
I thought
they
had a
usually
discount.
they usually give those out at conventions. I know that like they usually will do that at a convention. Like, you know what? We'll give you 10% off day of the books you're submitting.
I had a CBCS guy look at my book in the smoke pit, and he was all like, I was like, what do you think this is? He was like, I think it's about a 9.2. I was like, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Look, look, CBCS is going to be at Dallas Fan Fest, which I wish I lived super close and I can just go, because they're doing free 9.8 grade screens.
Ooh.
Free 9.8 grade screens. Free press screen. Free press screen.
I don't get your books pressed by those people.
No, I'm just saying the stuff they're giving for free. It's a screening. It's a screening. They can give you a free press screen and be like, okay, I'll send it to Dustin. You know?
Y'all live in the States, send it to Dustin. You live in
Canada,
I'll do your work for you.
But I like the fact of the free 9.8 grade screen.
That is great. That is fantastic.
That's dude, how could you be like, all right, can you check that? Oh yeah, this is a 9.8. All right, so you can take it.
Take it away. Take it away.
No.
They're doing. They actually have a little discount, but it's for the expensive books. He remains like the premium, like the AF-15.
Are they more expensive than CGC now?
I don't think so.
No.
I want to say at one point they were, but I don't know right now.
Well, I know CGC's up their prices 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
The reason I say I don't know is because of the fact that, you know, when I go to conventions, I have to go through facilitators. So it's just a situation that, like, I honestly don't know the specific pricing that's supposed to be. I just know that this is what this is what the facilitator is charging, and I'm just like at this point, I would literally beg CGC to start going to some of the conventions I go to, because it's like, I know it's cheaper through you. Please, because these guys are crushing me every time I go. And it's just like, and they take so many books in that it takes a while to get your stuff back. It's just like, you know, I have books that I want back, and I'm still waiting on them. And
CGC
I'm not
really quick.
I know that at a big convention, it just takes a while, and it's just like, oh.
CGC got quick for a minute. I don't know how quick they are right now, but they were quick. My last order was like fucking less than 2
minutes. They're still CGC still quick. I'll tell you, I sent a book for a reholder.
Yeah.
It got received on the 4th and it got shipped yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast. If you go about their time, I'll tell you the time frames of the reholders. 25 business days.
Yeah,
they definitely crushed their time.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, all the big cons are over.
CBCS was like a year wait last time I checked.
Oh no, they're not that slow.
No, well, that was like,
I'll give you the turnaround times too.
No, that was recent times, bro. That was like
last year. That was last year,
maybe.
Last year.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, because they were so far behind because everything with the pandemic, and then they had to kind of catch up. But
they moved too, and then they moved.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that really, the thing I would say right now, it may be a little bit delayed just because New York Comic Con just happened, so they have a whole bunch more books. But, you know, once they start knocking those out, though, it's just like it's going to be easy to get books through.
The longest you'll wait if you do the cheapest tier with CBCS, and that's what modern, current, vintage, all these different. Like the longest you'll wait is 30 days.
I need to send my Spawn 1 in. Todd McFarlane. A newsstand. I need to send that in because I don't have a.
But what's so funny is like if you, I think with CGC, let me see how CGC's pricing. Because I didn't pay attention to the pricing because like right now, like if you want to get a modern book, sent is $25 plus the $20 shipping. The shipping is actually a little bit cheaper with CBCS.
I think it'll be cheaper for me as well because I think I can drop them off like in Burlington. I think there's a spot I can drop them off in Canada.
Yeah, and they offer you different types of shipping. You know what I mean? Like it's a different. Like they give you a list of you can do this. So it's all different ones. But modern, if you do fast track with modern, it'd be $40, which will get you the books back in 10 days.
$40 per book? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to do the 10 days for the same books with CBCS, is the same price, $40.
Yeah, that's too much.
If you want to be like, which it's not going to take 20 days, you could save $8 and go with CBCS and be $32. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or if you want to wait the whole 30, if you're not in a rush, it's $22.
Well, I don't hate their new labels.
They actually are cheaper. They actually are cheaper.
They're a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, a little bit cheaper.
Better slab. It's really not that terrible to go to CBCS. It's not that.
No, not if you're strictly if I was strictly a collector, and I didn't sell anything, but I did slab stuff, it'd be CBCS all day.
Is it just because I don't think that price is different now. It used to be where I think it was 10% less you'd get for a CBS.
On the expensive books, I would say no. If you got an AF-15,
yeah,
CBCS and CGC in their same grade, the person with the CBCS is not taking 10% less.
No,
sorry,
no. It's just not going to happen. Well, and I think that's going to happen with all really decent books, $300-$400 books. I just don't think they're gonna take 10% less just because first of all, it's a better slab. So fuck you. And I think they're harder grading company, to be honest.
Yeah, they are. I think they are. I think that they definitely grade tougher just because if you get a book that's a 9.8, it has to be a solid 9.8. Like, it can't be anything that's like, oh, well, it's borderline, because they'll 9.6 you with no problem. It's just like I've gotten books that I think 9.6s and 9.4s. I'm like, oh, I thought it was 9.8s. I thought it was,
They used to. To answer He Remains question, they used to have a membership. I think they got rid of the membership, and I think everybody. I think I have to because I didn't renew my membership with either company yet because I haven't submitted anything yet. So I was like, well, I'm going to renew right now when I'm not submitting nothing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not with anybody at the.
But once Dustin is finished,
once
Dustin has finished my order and he says, "Hey, I'm shipping these to CGC," then I'm going to renew my CGC.
Nice.
But I don't need to renew it at the moment because I got 2 orders with CGC that I sent before my membership lapsed, so it's like I'm gonna save a little money and wait until Dustin says he's done. But I know CBCS used to, but I don't.
Yeah, they did. They had one. You had to sign up for it and all that shit.
Yeah, and it was actually they had a free one, and I think you could pay to get like discounts for you get discounts on grading. And then I think they got rid of all that and just kept the price is all the same, but they still are cheaper than CGC, which is still good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
and again,
but see,
better slab.
But and see, I do that as well. He Who Remains, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it this time. I'm still like it's either gonna be the middle tier or the higher tier. I'm going back and forth because I don't know if that 10% is gonna get me to $150. It probably will, but it's like you're paying $150 more for 10%. And that's why I kind of hold off doing it because I was like, I don't want to pay for it now, and I don't have nothing there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do it because since I'm delaying the payments of them. But yeah, it's a you got to grade a lot. He Remains for that to pay for that top tier. If you're not sending, how many orders you guys think? I know Bleak, you probably send. I
probably send 2 a year, but they're usually about 20 books, right? So usually I get about 40 slabs a year done, and it's expensive, bro. It's no joke.
I don't know how much. I'm just gonna do quick math. I'm just curious I want to see if it's worth it. You know what I mean?
First time I sent 15, it was over $1,000.
So 20 books at the $25 price. No fast track. $25 price is $500.
Plus,
I'm not including the shipping and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's like $500 shipping too, man.
So you're only saving $50.
Okay. Well, $50 is still $50.
But you still haven't reached that 150 threshold. You got what I'm saying?
For what, the 10% difference? Is that what he's...
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing the math really quick. Like, I love numbers and math, and if I'm gonna pay an extra $150 just to save $100, the math doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. I'd rather not do that.
You could save your $150 and just pay the extra $100 because you still have $50 in your pocket.
Yeah.
For you, it doesn't make sense.
No,
for you, it doesn't make sense. Now, you would have to send more than 40 books in a year.
Yeah,
so we just did the math for 40 books.
You'd have to do to make it worth it. You'd have to 60. Probably send it every 3 months. You'd have to send it in order. Maybe.
Well, it don't have to be every 3 months, but you have to send a total of 60.
Yeah,
in a year.
About 15 books every 3 months.
Yeah. So you have to do 60 in a year. So if you're not going to reach the threshold of 60, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, 60 if you're going to do it throughout the whole year. I mean, I guess space it out so there's not as crazy. But it's like, I mean,
that's what Bleeker was talking about, like what you said, like
15 every 3 months. Yeah. You sort of do it that way.
If you do every 3 months, you could do it that way, or you could just do 5. If you do 5 books a month, 12 times 5 is 60. You know, like you could do it that way, but it's just constantly trying to do that and making sure that you have the time and.
Now, if you're sending if you're sending that many, He Who Remains, if you're sending 20 to 30 every quarter, which is 4 times a year, it's worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
It's worth it. But if you don't,
I couldn't do that.
If you don't think you're gonna get those goals, if you're not gonna get those goals, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive. Holy shit, buddy.
I mean, even 5 books a month is a lot because it's just like, okay, I'm sending 5 books a month. That's, I mean, it adds up quick. And it's just like, what, I mean, I'm trying to think of, for me, I would have to do a run. So it's like, okay, let me go ahead and look at, the Marvel Transformers run. It's like, I'm getting every single one of these books, slab.
Are you getting them all slab, Chris? Are you going to do that?
No, God, no. At least not right now. Not until either I get a good raise or I hit the lottery or something. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Because that I have to. I mean, just looking at it all together, it's just like, I don't think I can.
I feel from my buddy He Remains. He goes, those numbers are over. So you probably want to stick with the middle tier. He says those student loans are digging into the county budget, and I'm like,
and that's
I remember that. I'm just happy I don't have him.
He Who Remains. I got $630 left on my student loans, man. I will be done by January paying that motherfucker off.
Yeah, it's going to be a little longer for me. So
I am.
That's all I can say is, it's going to be a minute
public service.
No public service.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Somebody they did a video about the public service forgiveness thing, and they were relaxing the requirements for it during the pandemic. And the reason why I couldn't share this with 1,000 people, because guess when I found out about it? The day before the deadline.
Oh,
so I'm printing stuff out, scrambling, trying to get stuff signed and fax it because it's too late to mail it and fax it. So I was like, I did all that. I was like a madman for like a day and a half trying to get this shit done. And I forgot about it. And then I got a letter back saying that, your student loans have been forgiven. Thank you for your service, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. And I was like, I didn't think it was real. So first off, I got emotional because basically somebody gave me like $70,000+. And then me and my wife couldn't believe it. My wife screamed when she saw it. I still didn't believe it, so I called them up. I said, I just wanted to make sure this is real because, I don't want y'all playing with my emotions right now. And versus said, because let me look everything up. Oh yeah, we see. We see everything was forgiven. Oh, they already paid it all. It's already paid off. Blah blah blah. Your balance is 0. I said, can you say that again? They said, "Oh yeah, your balance is 0. You're good. You're good to go."
Good. Said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take another cash just for fun. Get another loan. Just to say
I got $210 a month, fucking every month for fucking.
Dude, my student loans. Even I was doing like a payment thing, whatever it was. Mine was more than my house note.
Bro, I didn't make a dent in it in the first
I stopped. Okay, whatever. I stopped paying it for a while because I called after 7 or 8 years, and they were like, I was like, okay, well, tell me how much do I have left to pay on this thing? And they're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's the exact amount I borrowed to fucking begin with. What do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. So I hung up, stopped paying the motherfuckers. And then a couple years later, somebody called me and said, if you don't start paying this shit, you're fucking in big trouble. And I was like, oh shit. So I got a loan from some terrible loan people and paid off this fucking bullshit. And then I've been paying off that loan ever since. And then my bank finally, because I've been working on my credit, my bank loaned me some money to pay off that shitty loan, which was at 30% interest. And now
my God.
Yeah, my bank now it's 9% interest. So I'm like, it's just a world better, man. And after this, it'll be fucking done after January.
Yeah, that was like a credit card loan.
Dude, it was fucking terrible, bro. It was terrible. But my credit's really good right now, though, because of all this bullshit that I did. My credit is.
I'm about to say, it makes your credit look good because you took some money, paid this off, took some money, paid this off. So it's like it looks like you're paying off a ton of stuff, but you're just moving money around.
My credit's money right now, bro. It's
It's like I mean,
it's crazy with that. So I mean, and that's why I would say, just like He Who Remains is like, I still have loans that I have to pay back. From student loans, and it's just like, so sending 30 books or $20 or $30 20 to 30 books every quarter is just not happening. So my Transformers books, my GI Joe books are going to, for the most part, remain raw, just because it's like, I don't get it like that. I can't.
But to add to a point too, just to let people know, if you want to submit stuff and try to maximize your savings, you have to do the 5 rule. The 5 rule. If you have one book you want to send to get graded, find 4 more, because you get the shipping. You're not going to pay $20 for shipping on one book, and then when you can pay $20 on 5 books.
I'm not gonna lie. I've always found that 10 or 11 books was the best. Like it's not super duper expensive, especially if they're like modern tier or whatever. They're not. I think super duper expensive. 10 is it's a good number to send 10. I'm just saying, if you're
I tell people like the 5 rule, just because you might not have 10.
Yeah,
me is 10.
I got 10
me is 10. That's why I always said that's I'm working on, but trying to make sure I'm trying to have 10. If I'm sending 10 modern, or if I'm sending 7 or 8, I'm trying to find some more modern to send you. I'm sending 10, Dustin. I'm sending 10.
Justify sending my own books in, because it's like I run a business as well, so most of the books that I send in are for my business. So every now and again I'll send one of mine with the business owner and be like,
the best way to do it with that, like I said, the math tells you could send 2. 80-20 send 8 books you're gonna sell and 2 of your own PC.
That's it.
You can go to 3, but I like the 8 too.
Yeah, like 2's better. 2's better.
Because I got a ton of books that I want to get slabbed that are my PC books.
Me too, bro.
I got a whole box sitting right here. I got a whole box right here. So I got Turtle books that I want to get slabbed. I got all kind of stuff.
I got a hunt with all 9/8 of the books I've already
shown. I really want to slab the whole volume 1 run, even though they're not 9/8. I want to slab the whole volume 1 run because that's my books that I picked up through the years. But guess what? I haven't done it because of my rule.
I know.
Yeah. So, but that's But I don't want to keep. We could talk all day. But that's basically all we have to talk about. I don't know.
Cbcs, they did a good job.
I
still give them. They did a good job. It's
We could critique all of them to do a little bit better, because even CGC, like we said, their cases aren't better than the CBCS's.
Yeah.
So they could actually do better, and they could actually verify signatures. Is not hard. I
don't think CGC really gives a shit, to be honest. I feel like
they make too much money.
Yeah, witnessing. I feel like they don't give a fuck. Honestly,
they make too much money witnessing. No, they make way too much money witnessing. But this is what they could do. I know you care about witnessing and all that big cheddar you make from that. But guess what? You can't witness a George Perez, Stan Lee. I'm sorry, they're gone. but people have books that are signed by these legends, and they want to protect them. But so guess what? They got to go to CBCS. Now, I would maybe like, hey, all right, we're going to verify signatures of people who have left this earth. Thinking outside of the box. Thinking inside the box.
They should have done that years ago. They would have actually not had any competition. Because CBCS took a minute to get up to where they are now, with labels, with their slab, with everything else. If they had done that when CBCS started,
the thing that kept them afloat, is the witness, the verified signatures.
Yeah, it's like watching, like, I don't know, Toys R Us fucking crumble to the ground. Like honestly, like they should have done that. I don't know why. Like, business is ruthless. You could be ruthless in business. That's what I would have done if I owned CGC. I'm like, all right, we're verifying signatures, fuckers.
I'd have been even more ruthless like this. I'd have said like, oh, y'all got a new case? See, it was better than ours. Blackstone, the company that invested all that money, go buy CBCS. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And we'll take your slab with our label. And guess what? There you go.
Finished.
But yeah, y'all, you got anything going on, Bleak? Before we head out, man. We'll talk more Loki next show, everybody, because they'll have like 3 more episodes.
This week, I think obviously we got the hunt coming up this Friday. It's going to be Halloween Havoc. Got church on Sunday. What else do we got going on? I think that's probably
that's pretty much. Oh, I know we are all involved with this. Definitely the hunt this Friday.
Oh, C3 is on.
Obviously. Actually, I was gonna shout them out.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of shout out for them.
Yeah, I was gonna shout them out as well.
And that's gonna be like Friday.
It's a 3-day event. So like even if you come watch the hunt for like a couple hours, you can still go back to them and watch them. But you also have Saturday and Sunday, but definitely check them out. Comics Curing Cancer. That I know a lot of people that follow us might not follow them. So definitely you can open up 2 tabs. Actually, like I have on my computer now, and watch. You can watch the hunt, and listen, or however you want to do it. You can listen to one and watch the other.
Absolutely.
I was probably say listen to the hunt, and then when you hear somebody talking real smack, then you can click on it and see what the hell they're talking smack about. And then you can watch. But what's good about that is you can keep it streaming, because it might not have something you're interested on that round while you watch or something. But just you never know, something will pop up you might be interested in. So definitely check those guys out. It's gonna be Rob Fat Stacks.
Yeah, we're the only channel on that night that doesn't want your money. That's all I'm saying.
Because they actually have some other auctions.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be auctions galore.
They got some other auctions going around. But if you're gonna go to an auction, at least go to theirs.
Auctions.
I definitely try
all sorts of good shit there.
I try to
Insomniacs are doing a late night art thing on Friday night all the way to Saturday morning, I believe. K-pop's be on there doing a Roscoe, My Pet Roscoe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you, I do appreciate when he does those late ones when I wake up in the morning getting ready for work, and they're still on while I'm getting ready for work and heading to work. Because that actually it gives me something. I'm like, now I don't have to, like, I'm just driving, listening to Journey, and I'm talking. I'm like, I was like, thank you.
That was my favorite thing about old Spine Ticks, was going to bed at 2 a.m, listening to them, and then waking up at 7 to go to work, and there's still bloody.
I'm gonna shout out the originator of doing that, because he did it during the pandemic, and then other people did it at like Spine Ticks. They didn't say they took it from him, but he did it first, which is Jigs Kingdom. Chris talking about Jigs when everything was shut down. Jigs would go live. It'd be live for 2 days, 3 days. me and Chris joined the stream. I think it was me, Chris, and Kyle. Buddy Kyle from New Zealand joined the stream because he was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I can make it. Getting tired, but I just need to jump in the shower." That's what he was saying. And we're all watching it, and we end up jumping on Jigs's channel, and it was like we were running the show. And he went to go take a nap and take a shower, and he came back like 3 hours later, and he relieved us, and we left.
Nice.
He's like, he goes, guys, thanks so much, man. I'm good to go now. And we were like, all right, and we all left. And he did it like put it like, and this was at the beginning of StreamYard. Like StreamYard was just starting around, and they had limits on stuff. They had limits on stuff. So like when he did those streams, he said the lady who was like kind of controlling everything in the background contacted him and actually talked to him on the phone and said, "Don't ever do a 24-hour stream again, because how we got to do this stuff. I got to go through all this stuff, and I got to make sure you can go on YouTube." And it was crazy how she like. He said, and guess what he did later that day? He did another stream even longer.
I still think you're not allowed to do a 24-hour stream on StreamYard. I still think they shut it down and you have to restart one.
Yeah, he's the one to blame for that.
Yeah. Fucking guy.
He's because he did it multiple times. He goes, and because he just talked about it recently. Jig said, "I still don't have access to those videos." Oh, like anyone that's like she said 8 hours was okay. That's what she told him. So he did a couple that was a little longer than 8 hours and restarted it and stuff like that. But he said all of his streams that are like 24 hours or more, he doesn't have he doesn't have access to.
Yeah, they get pissed about that shit.
Oh no fucking way. No, sorry.
What happened? Football happened.
No. I decided to, as you're talking, look at the guest list for because I'm like, oh, they're always adding random people, so let's see who's here now. So I look at the Rhode Island Comic-Con celebrity guests, and who is new that they added? Marissa Tomei is gonna be there now. Like, get the fuck out of here! No way. Yeah. That's why I'm just like kind of like just surprised. Oh, the guy from Dumb and Dumber, the mafia guy. I guess his real name is Mike Starr. The one who's like,
oh, he's funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's gonna be there too, and I'm just like, dude, like I wasn't ready to see him, but I really wasn't ready to see Marissa Tomei either. So
I'm like K-pop. I do miss those super long streams, but I do miss Jigs' 24-hour streams. I do. You talking about 10 hours they used to do?
Yeah.
Jigs 24-hour stream. You know why? This is why I miss it so much, because I could join that stream, go to work, come back, clean up, eat dinner, then join the stream again, and it's the same stream.
Like a party you never left, man. It's like a party you never left.
Oh, like, dude, that's why I used to love him, man. Like, especially during the pandemic. I mean, the only thing, if I didn't have to work, I'd have probably been like terrible, because I'd have been on there with him, because I've been just sitting home. Like, what am I gonna do? I can't go outside. There's COVID out there. It's COVID.
Well, I started a business. I didn't even know YouTube wasn't really a thing, and obviously here I am now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was. It's so funny. Like I tell people, if anybody asks, like, so how'd you get started doing YouTube? Honestly, I was looking up videos of how to grade comics because I didn't know how to do it, and I was like dumb in my own head, like, you know what? I could sit there and I could grade comics, and I could sit there and do that for people, and tell them like, oh, this is this. And then, and looking back on it now, it's probably the worst possible idea that could have ever existed. Oh, no, this is a 9.8, easy. No problem, man. You should definitely submit that. And also they get their grades back. Like, this is a 4.0. The hell are you looking at? Like,
dude, even if I think it's a 9.8, I'm like, that's a 9.4.
Yeah.
I almost never will grade anything a 9.8. Although that fucking Wolverine you have is a fucking 9.8.
You know what? Oh no, this is it's nice. It's in good shape. It's really good. And then I'm like, all right.
Look. Chris, you got anything to promote? I'm hungry.
Hungry. Me too. I gotta go make some.
Just like Blake said, just the hunt. That's pretty much the only thing I have going on as far as YouTube. So check us out tomorrow on Tony Sanders' channel, and Bleak is on Sunday for our church.
You're on church on Sunday. You, Chris, you're part of church, bro. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
No. He's like one of the first people to join.
No. Those who's part of church. Everybody's a part.
Look, everybody's a part of church. But if you're the reverend, just because this guy has popped on so early, he has to be the deacon.
He's a bishop for sure. He's at least a bishop. He's at least a bishop.
Like you walk out and he's like right behind you.
Yeah, man, he's right there. Right there, he's cool.
I'm like a bishop that shows up sometimes.
Well, you're a bishop from you live on another part of the world. That's all. You just come. Bam.
I'm the bishop who says, "God damn, it's early for church."
I know. I think that
look, I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed that I'm trying to make that my line every time you go on. I say
too early for this shit. I have noticed.
But yeah, check out all that stuff, guys. Like I said, C3 is gonna be going on the whole weekend. So even if you pop in one time and check them out,
it's basically going to be 24/7 streaming. Like it really is. Yeah. The entire weekend, you're going to be able to find something, man.
Like, and even if you don't find something, you can always donate later to the cause. I know. I do the different auctions, so that's probably why I didn't really I didn't get involved. I let those guys handle it. Because I mess with the Adeline Rose Foundation.
Nice.
And I do the I didn't think what were we doing on Elite? I can't think right now. But it's the sensory needs, kids and adults with sensory needs.
Okay.
And we do a big auction like once a year on Elite. So nice. I'm always involved in those. But definitely check out Comics Curing Cancer. And but check out the hunt.
And you know what? If you don't have any money, man, you can still check it out. You don't have to buy anything. Don't feel guilty. Don't let anybody guilt trip you.
Go there and just thumbs it up. You can go there and just thumbs it up. Help you out with that.
A view, a comment, that helps everybody, man.
A share, whatever, you never know. So, yeah, but everybody, y'all have a good one. Thank you, K-Pop. Thank you, He Who Remains. Definitely thank you for being a channel member. He Who Remains got a great giveaway. It's going to be at the end of the year. Hopefully, we get more super chats because it's only going to get better. I'm doing as of right now, we're doing a Wonder Man #1 in the 90 as of right now. But we get more super chats. Either the book's going to change and be a better book, or I'll just add to the win. So just check out that He Who Remains is a channel, so he's already entered. And shout out to everybody else who was here earlier: Punch, JLS, 90, and I can't remember who else, but yeah, Chef all you guys, Chef Harris as well. So y'all have a good one, a great night. We'll see you on the hunt. We'll see you around on C3 in the chat, and we'll see you Sunday when you confess to Reverend Bleeker.
That's right.
And M1 comment. Peace out.
M1. We can't forget anybody.
Can't forget Mom.